Hey, good to see you again.
Good to see you as well.
I was wanting to go over the investment schedule that we talked about for this new system for your location. One of the things that I wanted to talk to you about first was our total quality commitment that you can expect from Toshiba. We stand behind our product and we have a performance guarantee. Our service desk is award-winning. It's one of the best out there, and they're going to respond within 4 hours on average. And then also you have a whole team that supports you. We have Darcy Downey, who's fantastic. She's your supplies rep and will help you with toner, paper, anything that you might need there.
Okay.
And then we have our service tech, Josh. He's awesome. People ask for him, by name. He does a really, really good job, and he'll take care of you should you ever have need for service, which with our systems a lot of times you won't because they're so reliable and nice. And then for me, my personal guarantee is to follow up with you every 90 days, do a partnership review, and just make sure that everything's working the way that we said it would. And if there's any issues, anything that we need to clear up, we can definitely work on that together. How does that sound?
That sounds good, but Chuck, I actually have had a few more pressing expenses that have come up, and we may need to end up paying this off until next quarter. I'm interested in hearing more, but I just don't know if it's right at this time.
Okay, so what do you mean when you say pressing expenses?
Just a lot of the office situations, different things breaking down. You know how it goes.
Oh, yeah.
But just a lot of things that have been unexpected.
Okay, so when you say unexpected, you mean like out of your budget, or
Yes.
how do you all do your budget usually?
Monthly.
So you do like a monthly budget and try to stick to that.
Yes.
And so what happens like in past situations when you were, had monthly, unexpected expenses that happened? Like how did you deal with it with the budget?
And we try and make it up within the next month or so.
So you try to develop a plan and kind of work through
Yeah.
it and everything else. That's one of the things that we were wanting to help you all with, was being more proactive and less reactive, like when you see an expense like this. Because we looked at the expenses that you all had for the desktop printer, just the toner replacement alone is $48.27 a month. Third-party IT support $60 a month, and then Kinko's is $50.55 a month. And this is actually a pretty conservative number that you all are seeing each month. And would you also agree that like your time spent doing this, you work by billable hours? So how much money are you seeing going out the door when you're having to work on this? You know what I mean?
That's what you're saying.
So really, you're always going to have things that are surprising and costs that are always there, but you're maybe not accounting for. And what we want to be able to do is work together as a partner and say, let's control the things that we can control and get some of this spending and stuff like that out of, that's out of control and that you're not really accounting for. This is, going forward with this new system is something that you all can account for and know every month, okay, this is what we're going to have. We're not going to run into any more issues, and we can get ahead of this curve a little bit. Is that something that you all try to do at your law firm?
Yeah, absolutely. We try to prepare for
Absolutely.
unforeseen.
We work with a lot of law firms and in the legal market, and a lot of them, their expenses can go up or down depending on what cases they're doing and everything else. And so we really want to get ahead of all of that and take care of that. So is it okay if we go ahead and move forward with this?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So here with the new Toshiba digital solution, it's going to give you enhanced color, so you're not going to have to outsource that. You're going to have all the scanning that you're running into now and all those issues, because you were having some trouble, you were worried about third party, having some of your customer and client information and all that sort of thing. So this will all be done in-house now, and you'll have control over that and feel good about the security. And it's also going to have your service, toner, and IT support's all going to be included as well. So some of these extra surprise expenses aren't going to be there because it's all going to be taken care of.
And this is the monthly investment total here?
Correct, yes. The
Okay.
$259.83.
And Chuck, I have to be honest with you, we received a competitor quote that's actually $75 less than what you're quoting us. From what I can tell, they're very similar plans. So
Similar how?
as far as just basically what is provided, and yet the investment is a $75 less investment.
Is that on the service or is that on the equipment? How did they
On
break
the
that down?
equipment.
On the equipment, the equipment itself? When about all the other things, the scanning, which software are they offering for your scanning solutions?
No, I honestly don't know.
Did they mention one?
I don't think they did.
Because really, because you have to think about the things that we discussed before, all the issues you all were having about the scanning, not being able to control it, and the different types of scanning to get all your document management under control.
Okay.
And so with the drive solution that we're providing, this is going to eliminate all of those problems for you. So my concern is that, you know, going with a much cheaper option, you know, one that doesn't have everything that you all need, that you'll run into more issues where you're still having to do third-party IT stuff because they didn't provide all the solutions that you needed up front. And really, the $75 a month, is that something that's totally without your all's budget range?
Yeah, and the security stuff is definitely a priority for us. So.
I would agree.
Yeah.
And you know, with the drive, we have that special promotion going on right now because it's the end of our half. So you all are actually getting a bit of a discount because of our rebate. So that's why I want to go ahead and move forward today to make sure that we get you all the solutions that you need.
Okay.
So if you could, I'll go ahead and have you sign here.
Well, one last question actually. The 60-month lease term, it might be a little too long for us. Is there any way we can shorten that term?
That's definitely something we can do. Why would you want to shorten the term from 60 months?
I was, you know, being locked into the equipment for such a long time with the way that technology is growing, you know, what's going to be.
What's around the corner.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
So
if I'm hearing you correctly, your big concern about the 60 months is that you'll just have this equipment for, you know, 5 years, and that sometime in there they're going to develop some, you know, new awesome technology that you all are going to miss out on. And be locked in on that. You know, we've talked about the price, and we're good with that, and some of the other stuff. Other than it being a 5-year commitment, is there any other reason why you wouldn't want to move forward with that?
that's really my last question.
Okay, yeah, and you know, I've got another law firm. It's Johnson & Johnson & Johnson, just down the road. And what they found is that, you know, the 5-year commitment also scared them a little bit. But what the offer I made for them is with our technology refresh program, we can still keep you in the 60-month lease, which is going to keep you at the lower price point.
Okay.
But what we can do is like 18 months before the end of that lease, so at 40 months, something like that, you know, even earlier, we can start to look at what new technology is out there. And if there's technology that meets your all's needs better with our lease displacement program, we'll be able to upgrade you and refresh your technology into that new system that you all would need for, you know, your current or future needs. So there wouldn't be any, you know, risk of staying with Toshiba for that long.
All right, perfect. Well, where do I sign?
Great. If you could just sign right here.
All right, we're going to read